Hey, welcome to the video. So in this video, I'm going to teach you why all these videos you've been seeing on how to build a conjurer are in fact wrong. So let's look at my stats. 150 magic, 100 weapons. So this is actually exactly 60% of 250. This is the most magic you can go in a conjurer build without, getting rid of with your conjurer. Most YouTubers will have you going 120 magic and 130 weapons. And the reason they have you do this is so that you can use the non-old version of weapons. I'm going to show you why this is in fact a mistake. So, other than the fact that just staring at these two things, look at them. The base damage is exactly the same between the old dual swords and the dual swords. This enchantment does not affect base damage, it affects speed. And when you look at an old weapon, their weapon level requirements for the skills are 20 and 50. And for these, they're 100 and 130. So that's why they'll have you go 130 weapon. Because they want you to be able to get the second move. And they think for some reason that these non-old version of weapons will deal more damage. Now this is wrong. I'm going to show you. So if you take this Swift Old Katana, we use its Q move. 175 damage. Now remember that number. We're going to go. There it is again, 175. And we're going to take this Swift Old Katana off, put a normal katana on. This is the exact same level. Now let's test the damage. 142. Now, I think this is a bug because they should be doing the exact same damage, but they're not. And I don't know why that is. But what that does mean is that you should not be building to use these. In fact, you shouldn't even really be using them unless the damage becomes more than these once you get to the max upgrade level. But at least at the same level, they don't deal the same damage. So there's no reason to use them. And there's even more reason to go 150 magic because that means you get your mode. Without 150 magic, you do not get your mode. So that is why I would have you do that. So there's an argument still to be made about going 130 weapon. The argument is this. Well, the argument is to go more than 130. But the only reason why you should be going more than 100 weapon is so you can use something like the Scimitars of Storm, Greenwish Cultist Staff, Noble Thunder Spear, etc., Silent Blades, and so on. That's the only reason. Do not build for these katana, or dual sword, instead of the old swords. You should be using the old swords, all the old weapons, unless you're building for these things up here. That's the video. Hey guys, so remember when I mentioned that it might, these katana versus old katana, it actually might deal more damage once you max it out? Well, let's test it. 175. It, in fact, does the exact same damage as a level 50 maxed out old weapon. This seems to be due to some weird way that the upgrade system is scaling. So if you look at the old katana versus the base katana, the base damage is the same. So you would think that when you upgrade the katana to a higher level that the Swift Old Katana can go, it would end up dealing more damage. But that's not actually how it works. It seems that these upgrades seem to give buffs in increments until they're max. It's really hard to explain, but basically they end up evening out once they're both max. So if you have a weapon that has the same damage, they will deal the same damage when they're on the same upgrade relative to the max. What I mean by that is if you upgrade this, for example, 20% to its max, and this 20% to its max, they would be the same. they would be dealing the same amount of damage. But the levels don't necessarily match up. So that is really weird. Anyway, don't build for these things. These main non-old weapons. Do not do it. Go for the old weapons. TLDR. Never build 130 weapon. Never do it. The only reason you should go above 100 weapon is if you're going for some of these higher base damage weapons with your Conjurer build. Bye.